I'm just curious, so just generally, here we have a 17-year-old kid, underage, said he bought an AR-15 because he thought it was cool. He drove across state, had his mother drive him across state lines. He appointed himself a militia member. He goes around and he ends up unloading, what, 60 rounds, kills.
Wait, what did he say? 60 rounds or 6 rounds?
Holy shit, Sitch, help me.
There was so much wrong with See, he doesn't even have the basic facts right.
60 rounds? My God. My God.
He thinks Kyle went there with the intention of doing this, which is untrue. He didn't know that he was going to be doing this until he was already there cleaning graffiti off of school and someone asked him to do this. Okay, so that's totally fake. And then, yeah, he said he shot 60 rounds, right? Let's
60 rounds.
I mean, let's rewind it. It's here.
He better fucking correct that right after he says it.
Drive him across state lines. He appointed himself a militia member.
Appointed himself a militia.
How do you do that? The militia has to accept you, you idiot. You don't fucking appoint yourself.
But this is what's so disgusting to me, too, is that there's all this like, oh, how does Kyle think he has the right to go there and defend property? How do any of these people think they have the right to burn down a property? How do these fucking people think they have the right to destroy, an immigrant's business, right? Because that's what these are Indian immigrants, first generation Indian immigrants come to this country and they start a car business. Who gives anyone the right to just randomly decide, hey, I'm angry. Let me just cause wanton and random destruction and burn these businesses down and destroy these cars for no fucking reason.
Because of racial injustice. Because of racial injustice. That's why.
We all know that Indian car lot owners are the ones causing all the racial oppression in our country.
Well, they feel justified because of racial injustice.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
He goes around and he ends up unloading, what, 60 rounds, kills 2 people, wounds a 3rd person. This is behavior.
Unloads
60 rounds.
60 rounds. So anybody who's unfamiliar with this case is going to picture like a guy with a machine gun.
Yes.
60 rounds.
Yes.
No, 6 rounds. Fucking Scarborough.
I think, that was 8.
8 rounds.
Yeah, it was 8 rounds because he shoots Rosenbaum 4 times. Yes. All 4 hit. He shoots Jump Kick Man twice, misses, and then he shoots Gage and Anthony Huber once each. So yeah, 8.
This is like
how does he get that wrong? That's not like 9 rounds. That's not 6 rounds. He got it wrong by like a magnitude of like,
because in his head, the narrative is that he's a school shooter. Like now I'm dying to go back and look at his like Sandy Hook coverage, other school shooting coverage.
Right.
Like what the hell?
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Chad. He got it wrong at a magnitude of about 8. 8 times. He thought Kyle Rittenhouse fired 8 times more than he actually fired. But you're exactly right, because he says 60. So he thinks, and he's painting the picture in his audience's mind, that Kyle is going around going, which first of all, you'd say, geez, Kyle must be the worst shot in the world. He shot 60 bullets and only killed 2 people.
Well,
but yeah, it's
well, terrible. Also the fact that Claire McCaskill is sitting here
just nodding
and
along,
and like, listen, you saw my reaction when I heard 60 rounds. What the fuck?
Right.
The fact that Claire McCaskill is not going 60 rounds, Joe, I thought it was closer to like 8.
Yeah.
Well, what trial are you watching? The fact that nobody, his producer didn't go, Joe, he shot 8 rounds, okay? 60 is a little crazy.
Right.
They have a little earpiece in their ear that they're talking to him the whole time.
Yep. Well, on Twitter, like what I've seen a bunch of people do is they did this right after the shooting, but they're still doing this a year later, where they take a freeze frame when Kyle stands up after he shoots Gage in the arm, and he has like the gun sort of like pointed in a direction, and they're like, "This is Kyle Rittenhouse shooting into a crowd of protesters."
Yeah, it's a total lie.
A year later, people are still spreading this lie around. It's so disgusting because it doesn't. Whenever I see people tweet like very obvious lies out, they never take it down, even when you directly prove them wrong. They don't care.
The whole point is to lie on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here. that we, and I say we, I'm talking
Look at that fucking idiot just nodding along. Oh, yeah, 60 rounds. Exactly. Oh, yeah, Joe Scarborough. You tell me the truth here.
about conservatives, liberals, gun right supporters, gun control supporters. We as a society, this is behavior that we as a society want to discourage. So the question is,
You know what we as a society want to discourage? Liars. Fucking liars.
Yep.
law is in place?
You know what else we want to
So
discourage?
Rittenhouse.
You want to discourage people
You don't
rioting?
get to pause.
Oh, I get my name's First Billing Adam. I get the pause whenever but we need to discourage in society rioting and looting. Okay. Last summer it was nothing but excuses and oh, it's mostly peaceful protesters and all these people are angry. Nothing but fucking bullshit excuses. Okay. I completely disagree. I think as a society, we do need to encourage people to stand outside of businesses during a fucking riot that say you're not going to destroy this person's business. Okay, I completely disagree. This is insane. We do want to encourage that behavior.
Respecting property rights? Hell yeah.
Yes, exactly. Because to me, there's nothing more disgusting. Like if someone steals something, which is wrong and awful, you're like, at least they're stealing something. Like I understand the concept. They want this, and they're just gonna do it in a very dishonest way. But if you're just like, I want to just destroy something, I want to ruin someone's life for literally no fucking reason. I'm gaining nothing from it except that I'm angry, and I just want to be angry at this random person. Like that's one of the most despicable things a human being.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah,
And
we
so,
have to discourage it because it's so easy to fall into that trap.
Exactly. That's what we need to be discouraging. And it sickens me that all these people on the media are so disgusted at Kyle defending, businesses. And where was this discussion during the rioting and looting? Where was this anger? I didn't see it from any of these people.
They don't care. The mob is something that they are utilizing for power. Those mobs were something that we're going to help them win the election, and they knew it. They completely knew it. They were using it for their own advantage.
Rittenhouse is in the future. Don't say, hey, you know what? Hell's breaking loose across the border in Georgia. I'm going to get my AR-15, skip school on Friday, and go up. And I'm saying, though, if you're in Florida, I'm going to go across and I'm going to go into Georgia, and my teenage kid is going to just start waving around an AR-15. None of us want this sort of behavior. So what's the charge against?
We don't have to discourage that behavior because it never fucking happened, Joe. That never happened. Why are we discouraging behavior that nobody is doing? We need to discourage behavior that people are actually doing, right?
Right.
This is so moronic.
Against him for that? What's in the law that prevents that sort of activity from taking place in the future?
Well, I'm sure some of the lesser included would include his state of mind. This was a kid looking for trouble. This was a kid looking for trouble with a very deadly weapon. And
that's such a lie. That's such a lie. This was a kid trying to prevent trouble.
I know. How is standing in front of a business with an open carry gun so people don't attack you and saying, look, you can protest, just don't destroy this building. Don't start any fires. You can go and protest, just don't cause wanton destruction. How is that looking for trouble?
Well, how is any of the people that he shot, how can you say that they weren't looking for trouble?
They all were. I know, but that's what's even crazier. I mean, and these people have not paid attention to this. Obviously, they haven't listened to a single shred of testimony or evidence from this case because every witness is like, Rosenbaum was trying to start fights. Rosenbaum was trying to start fires. Like he's obviously the one causing all the problems. Even the other BLM protesters were like, we don't know this guy. He's not with us. Get this guy out of here. He's a crazy person. Nobody liked this guy. He's obviously the one causing all the problems. And yet these fucking morons who go on national television and affect people's opinions do zero research for what they're saying.
Yeah, he was the one causing trouble. And if you want to discourage someone causing trouble, you'd want to discourage him.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so fucking insane.
showed that he was not hesitating to use that weapon in a way that killed people.
This is a fucking moron, Sitch. Look at this
Now you
fucking
can hate her,
moron.
Adam. Now you can hate her.
Look at this fucking moron.
Listen, when a crazy person who was threatened your life twice and then was instructed to kill you chases you, obviously you need to hesitate and not kill
He
them,
did
okay?
hesitate. That's what running away is. He turned around and pointed it at him, and he put his hands up for a second, and he was like, is he going to keep his hands up and back away? No, he's running at me again.
Right.
Oh my God.
But
this
he
is
was
insane.
unarmed, Adam. Okay.
Look,
Kyle had a big, scary gun, and therefore that means he can never actually shoot someone with it.
Who the fuck is Claire McCaskill? I cannot believe this bullshit.
Where is she
McCaskill.
represented?
Yeah. Any of you motherfuckers vote for Claire McCaskill. This is ridiculous. Claire McCaskill.
Missouri? Why do you think he's so long?
American politician who served the United States Senate from Missouri. Missouri.
Oh, she's not currently serving right now.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, she used to.
What a fucking
What the hell,
idiot.
Missouri? What are you doing?
Yeah. Thank goodness she doesn't serve. What a moron.
So I think the
Shut up, Grandma.
prosecutor has really strong arguments he can make about whether or not, I mean, it's pretty obvious this kid didn't accidentally end up there. He went there with intent.
Yeah, exactly. Say what that intent was. He went there with intent to protect businesses.
I know.
From rioting and looting. Why do they always forget that part?
Why are you not? This is like the guy who, I forget his name. I'm sure some of the chat knows. There was a guy who was at one of these protests that was brewing into a riot, and all these people start like getting up in his face, like trying to attack him. So he pulls out a gun, and he's like, "Get away from me! Get away from me!" And they sort of like, some of them back off, some of them don't, and he kind of like backs out of the situation with his gun, and they fucking charged this guy for assault because he took his gun out and pointed it at people. Like, they're trying to make self-defense illegal. As long as it fits some like insane political narrative, they're like, well, self-defense doesn't count.
This is insane. This is complete insanity. I cannot believe this. Who turns the TV on these days? Who's buying this crap?
Lots of people.
Have you watched any of these clips with your folks? I'm curious because, like,
oh
yeah,
my
God,
this is why
driving me fucking
the
insane.
reason I wanted to do this, because I don't watch the news that much anymore, is because they were telling me how, I told you in the beginning of the stream, they've become so red-pilled and black-pilled on the news because they're seeing all this stuff. And they're like, Sitch, this is insane. This is totally divorced from reality.
Yeah. This is fictional TV here. This might as well be the Christian news network here. I'm serious. They're not even coming close to reality.
Yeah. Yep.
They've got to show that his intent was reasonable. The defense has to say, well, his defense of himself was reasonable under the circumstances. But the prosecutor's got a lot to talk about here. And clearly, if you're talking about a reckless standard, I think that is obviously much firmer ground for him in light of all the self-defense evidence that the defense presented to the jury.
Thank you.
What
MSNBC.
That makes absolutely no sense at all, what she just closed on.
I know. But she doesn't know.
She doesn't
by the
know
way,
what the evidence is.
It's hilarious because they're trying to get reckless charge for the guy who, not just the reporter, but for the guy who jump kicks Kyle in the face.
Oh, I know.
Trying to say it was reckless for Kyle to shoot at the guy who jump kicks him in the face.
Yeah. To shoot at him while he's literally got his boot against Kyle's face.
Like, what? How could you write that charge and not just laugh at being like an evil, maniacal, like insane person? Like, yeah, the guy kicking him in the face, not reckless endangerment.